Okay, hello and welcome everyone. I'm just going to go ahead and share our waiver really quick and then we'll get us going. We are going to be doing just a nice slow flow today. Great. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to start in a standing position. And I just want your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. And I want you to take a deep breath in. As you do that, bending your knees, opening up those arms, reaching for the ceiling. Exhale, lowering back down. Again, in all the way up. Exhale back down. I really want you to take some deep breath in, really stretching at the top before fully letting that breath out. Good. And let's do one more. And bring it in. Keeping those arms up towards the ceiling, grabbing a wrist, leaning to the side. Feeling that nice side body stretch here. And then gently and slowly, we're going to circle towards the ground, coming up to the other side, grabbing that other wrist, and just leaning, feeling that other side of our body stretching. Good. And let's circle again, coming down, coming up to the other side. Good. Circling again, coming up. And then one more time, the other direction. And then reaching both fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then on our next exhale, I want you just to come into a forward fold. It's perfectly good to have that bend to your knees. And then see if you can start to straighten the legs a little bit, getting that stretch in the hamstrings. And then I want you to roll up one vertebrae at a time, shoulders, neck, and head come back up. Good. Let's take a nice wider stance. And we're going to inhale again, bringing the arms all the way up. And then exhale, coming in to a forward fold. And then I want you to walk your hands towards the left foot. We're bending that left knee, lowering our hips down. And then with the right foot, I want you to bring those toes up towards the ceiling. We're getting that nice stretch in the inner thigh. And then inhale. I want you to come back to center into that wide leg forward fold. And then let's walk our hands over to the right, taking those left toes up towards the ceiling. And then inhale, coming back to that forward fold. And I want you to see if you can get a little bit deeper into this fold right here. Maybe walking those hands back towards the body. And then as you inhale, I want you to straighten the back lift. And then exhale, coming back to that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Now I want you to keep that back nice and straight here. Putting your hands on your hips, keeping that back straight, coming all the way up. Go ahead and step to the top of your mat. Let's take a nice deep breath in, bringing the arms up and overhead. Exhale, bending the arms, coming into cactus and really opening up the chest here. You might find yourself wanting to go into a baby back bend. And then next inhale, bringing those arms back up to the ceiling. On your next exhale, I want you to come into a forward fold. Having a good bend to those knees here. And then as we inhale, halfway lift, hands on the thighs or the shins, straightening the back. And then exhale, forward fold. And then stepping back into a plank. We're just doing a nice slow flow here. So if you want, you can always come down onto your knees. I want you to keep those elbows close to the body as you lower down. Nice and controlled. Coming all the way down, I want you to lift the chest, coming in to a baby cobra. We're going to hang out here for just another couple breaths. Exhale, lower down. We're going to press on up. So again, you can come up on your toes or use your knees to come into that plank. And then I want you to lift your hips up and back into down dog. Let's go ahead and pedal the feet. So we're dropping one heel and then the other. Hips are going side to side. And then go ahead, relaxing those heels, bringing them towards the ground. They don't need to touch. I want you to have a good bend to those knees here, really working on having that back nice and straight. Ears are in line with our arms. So we're not bending our head to look at our feet. We're keeping our neck in a neutral position. And then I want you to go ahead and lift the left leg into the air. And as you're here, I want you to circle your ankle. Other direction. Point and flex. And then relaxing that ankle, I want you to look up between your hands. Step that left foot up. We're staying in a low lunge here. So I want you to bring that back knee down to the ground. We're going to bring that right hand to the mat. Left arm is coming up into the air. Getting our low lunge with a twist. And then bringing that arm down, coming off the back knee. I want you to step back into a plank. We want the shoulders over the wrist. Again, feel free at any time to come down onto your knees. I want you to slowly lower down. Pressing up in to cobra. And lowering down, tucking those toes. We're first pressing up into a plank. And then lifting those hips back into our down dog. Let's lift the right leg into the air, circling that ankle. Other direction. Point and flex. And then letting that ankle come back to neutral, looking up between the hands, stepping that foot forward. Bringing that back knee down to the ground. Let's plant that left hand, bringing the right arm into the air. Bringing that hand back down to the mat, coming off that back knee, step back, high plank. Lower on down. Pressing in to cobra. Lowering down. Pressing up and back in to down dog. And then looking up between the hands, step to the front of the mat. And then roll up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step back into a plank of your choice. Lowering down. Pressing up into cobra. Lowering down. Pressing up and back in to down dog. We're going to come into pigeon. So I want you to bring the left leg into the air. We're now going to bring that leg up. I want you to put the knee, shin, and ankle on the ground. You can stay up tall like this or come in to a forward fold. I want you to relax the muscles in your face and focus on taking calming deep breaths in and out. Inhale, walking those hands back up, coming off that back knee. We're going to press the hips up and back, coming into three-legged dog. So that left leg is in the air. I want you to bend that knee, circle the hips. Let's go in the other direction. And then bring that left leg back in the air and back down into down dog. Let's bring that right leg into the air. Bringing it forward, ankle, shin, knee on the ground. Staying up nice and tall or coming in to a forward fold. Inhale, walking yourself back up. Coming off that back knee, lifting the hips up and back, right leg in the air. Bending that knee, let's circle the hip. Other direction. Coming back into that three-legged dog, right leg in the air. And then bring it back down. Staying in our down dog. Taking a nice deep breath in and out. And then on your next exhale, bringing your knees down to the mat, having them about the width of the mat, big toes towards each other, sinking the hips back, and resting your forehead on the mat. Excuse me. I want you just to relax and sink into child's pose here. Let's take another deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then next, inhale, walk yourself up, coming in to a seated position. Rolling those shoulders back and down and just letting them fall, resting your hands in your lap. And let's take another deep breath in and out. One more in and out. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, Christy.
Thank you so much. You all have a good one.
Thank you, Christy.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.